Good day, good day. Welcome to Words of Wisdom. So I thought today, being a very special day, winter solstice, and we're starting something new, I thought I'd get out my comfort zone a little bit today. So I did go for a walk along a pathway that was absolutely muddy and horrible to walk in, but and if you've heard me, you will know that I really don't like mud, but I did it. I went through the mud. I kept going. I managed. It was good. It was really, really deep in the woods. It was off, but I wanted to take another route. I wanted to put myself through a bit of a transformation. And it was great. It was fine. I got to the end of the path and went on to sort of the main route, and it was lovely. And I did a recording for my Power of Thought on TikTok, and it really was very important, because if I hadn't gone that way, I wouldn't have met up with a couple. A man that has just recently lost his old dog that he used to always walk in the woods with us. And he had just literally come out of hospital after having a heart attack and some stents. And I would never have met them. And I felt like I needed to give him a bit of advice about something he asked, they were talking about, and I felt like I needed to say something. And maybe he heard something he needed to hear, or she did, his wife. Whatever it was, I just felt like I needed to be there at that time, and that's why I took this route. Because I knew it was going to be so muddy and horrible. So then when I got back, I thought, right, I'm going to go and do my beautiful reading with my collective, and I always like to be with you. Now you're only going to see my hands. But I thought I'm going to get myself out my comfort zone again. And I'm going to do a pile 1, a pile 2, and a pile 3. But I have set it up because I've got my camera in the front here like this, and I don't know if it's going to wobble too much if I'm shuffling and what. So what I'm going to say to you is as I'm going through, you take what resonates, okay, and see what you feel like, okay? And this is really where we're going with this right now, okay? I'm going to record pile 1, then I'll record pile 2, and then I'll record pile 3. I also sat and really tried to concentrate with the candle on, with my incense burning, with my quiet time, taking breaths, what have you, to channel a little bit of messages as well for each of the piles, what I was feeling about it, and maybe let's see if any of this here, because I've asked for the cards to come out. If they flipped, I put them straight back. I tried not to look. I didn't want to know. Only these cards are the ones that have come up. So in pile 1, and then what I did was I put a crystal that I was called to and a rune. So pile 1 is the fairy cards, okay, because I feel very much the winter solstice, all about winter, all about nature. And while I was thinking about this cards, the fairy cards were calling to me. This is the card that was on the top. I turned it over after shuffling and clearing, and it's time to go fairy spotting. It's said that is seeing is believing, but in fact the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. And I feel that is a very strong message right now. So if you feel called towards believing is seeing, it's about really staying the course, isn't it? It's about really trusting in the unknown and the magic that is around. Amethyst is all about, the amethyst crystal is all about your intuition, that third eye, your intuition. And intuition often is related to that gut feeling, that gut instinct. And sometimes when you walk, I walk through the woods a lot, and sometimes I'll see something in my peripheral side vision, and I'll look and there's nothing there. That for me is when the fairies are around, when the elementals are around, where you have this feeling of being watched, or that something sort of just zipped across. And often I feel with the animals as well. Today I thought a squirrel went running across, I'm not sure. And when I looked down, as I was sort of listening to some affirmations, I saw a robin to my left. And then when I looked down, literally a robin was right by my legs on a little plant. So there were 2 robins around me this morning as well. So I feel very much like that, sort of that believing is seeing is an energy that I was picking up on today. When I did a little bit of channeling and thinking about that as well, obviously you might see some robins. A robin, if you're not walking in nature, you might see them. I've got this little robin here, and I'll tell you a story, and you might think I'm crazy, but this little robin sits there on my table. And the other night I came to bed, my bed is over in that direction, and that little robin was on the floor on the other side of my bed. I thought, well, how did you get there? Magic. So there's my little story, and it might be a little story that is in awakening your inner child. I feel like that really is something somebody needs to be aware of or is feeling. It's about inner child healing. It's about awakening that inner child, having fun, finding playfulness in your life again. If it's Christmas time, if you want something to buy yourself or to put on your Christmas list, put something like coloring or painting or making something that maybe you used to do as a child and you haven't thought to pick it up again, because that way it will open up that inner child for you. That is really quite important in terms of pile 1. So take how you feel. I'll go into a little bit more detail, obviously, if you choose pile 1. Also, the rune here, which is our rune of Hagalaz. Can you see Hagalaz? Now, Hagalaz is the rune of transformation. And I really feel like that really links with this idea of believing is seeing. Because of the belief in yourself, in your journey, you're going to begin seeing the fruits of your labor. I'm hearing the fruits of your labor. Okay, so you might really be called to nature right now. You might see robins. I also saw the 1912, if that means anything to anyone. Now, it could be the 19th of December, which has just gone. Something could have shifted. Something could have happened. You might have seen something that you can't understand. You might have seen a robin. I don't know. But anyway. Or it could be just the actual date, 1912, could mean something for you. So see what you feel like, okay? And that will be pile 1. Pile 2, we're looking at the Akashic Records Tarot. And the card that was turned over on the top was the One of Keys and the Architect. I'll read it a little bit more detail, but I want you to just take what resonates. The color purple, a key. You might have picked up a key or seen a key or lost a key. This is definitely about planning and projects and, again, change, something that is underway, something that is maybe going to start. Perhaps you've suddenly had the inspiration, purple being the color of inspiration. So that could be important. You might be going to Egypt. You might be thinking of going to Egypt. Egypt could be calling you as a travel plan, okay? It could be about travel plans. You might see something to do with Egypt as well, or you might have seen very recently, and that's why this might call to you. So you take how it feels for you. This is pile 2. And we had the this rune, which is the rune Nortees. You can see it. And Nortees is the rune of patience. So often when we're building things, constructing things, projects, in the planning stages, there could be a need for a lot of patience. But now I'm feeling, as we're in the winter solstice, it's almost like, look, this man's got a lovely smile on his face. The project might be coming out. It might be starting. And you might have just recently heard that it would be, or if you are waiting to hear, you will be hearing. Okay, that something is going to start moving. All right. All systems go, I kept hearing. All systems go. And I was called to also put a quartz down. Okay, and I put the rose quartz. Now, rose quartz is about love. So love for a project, a passion project, something you've always wanted to do. Okay, could be very prevalent for you in this situation. So that is pile 2. You take your decision, see what resonates. Pile 3, okay, pile 3 is our witch's litho. Again, I was called to this with the purple, with the butterflies, and this beautiful moon, because we've just had the new moon yesterday, and it is the winter solstice today. The card that turned over the top was clear quartz. And this is the crystal that I put on, which is a clear quartz. So very strong energy. The word clear jumps out at me because number 5 is all about transformation. Okay, and change again in pile 3. It says here, the embrace of the shadows is gently lifting. Light is needed now to nourish you. So you might be feeling very called to, I don't know, go somewhere where it is hot, where the sun is shining, or you might be feeling a little bit sad, a bit down. This sort of, her hair almost looks like this shadow around. And sometimes we feel like that in winter. And the winter solstice, this is the longest night tonight and the shortest day. So I'm just feeling very strongly that this day might be for somebody, this power might be for somebody who's really feeling a little bit in the doldrums maybe, but trying to lift, nourish, lift yourself out of it. The stone, the rune that came out was Othala. And Othala, the rune Othala is about traditions. It's about family traditions. It's about inheritance as well. So there could be some sort of money. Perhaps you're waiting to hear about that. Maybe that's the light that comes along that is going to nourish you and make you feel a lot better, I'm sure. Also, what else did I say? Yeah, it's coming out of the dark. Coming out of the dark, I kept hearing. And because this is a winter solstice day, I feel like today might be really important for you to hear what's on this if you're feeling that type of energy. So it's quite a heavy energy, pile 3. All right, so you can make your decision. Okay, so this is pile 1. I've come back. I can't sit looking at the camera like this in my hands. It just doesn't work for me. I did try to get out my comfort zone. So I will be holding up, as I always do, whatever comes out and what have you. So your pile 1, you got drawn to the fairy cards, and it was fairy spotting. And the main message for this was believing is seeing. Okay, it's time to believe in your magic. It's time to believe in the magic that the universe is here to provide. It's time to know that because of your belief, because you're believing in yourself, in your journey, you have your faith, your trust, you will start seeing more and more. And of course, we had the rune here of Hagalaz, which is all about transformation. So we are transforming something. We are taking on something. We are believing something is transforming before our very eyes. I'm hearing this transformation period. And these were our cards that I shuffled and took. I wanted to take an animal card. So we had an animal card because the animal card always comes out very nicely with our beautiful fairy cards. I'm just looking for my animal. There it is. So I've got it here for you. So the animal card we've got is buffalo. Okay, our buffalo. And buffalo is often, I think the buffalo is pretty strong, very determined. I'll tell you now, the buffalo energy is grounded yet heavenly, practical yet spiritual. So that's quite important to understand, because when we think about believing is seeing, we often need tangible evidence to believe something, and yet often we won't have that. We just have a feeling about something. And I mentioned about robins earlier on in the introduction, and honestly, how can you explain something? Sometimes you can't. So this buffalo is grounded. It's an earth he is an earth element. He is very grounded. And again, buffaloes graze, they love grass. There's very much, they're on the plains, they're out in nature. I feel very strongly about that when I look at this card, the idea of the nature, very much so. So the buffalo sees challenges, hardships, or a bump in the road as an opportunity for an upliftment. Therefore, the buffalo does not fear death, illness, or misfortune. Its gentle eyes look to the road ahead, trusting every turn. And that's exactly what this card is saying. You're trusting in everything, in the unknown. You just keep going forward because you are trusting. Believing is seeing, not the other way around. So may we all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time. May we allow this card to remind us that life is a precious gift. Life, like the fairies, love nature, love life, love playfulness, love happiness, always want to be uplifting. That's exactly what this card is confirming as well. And Nautis is all about, not Nautis, Hagelas is about transformation, is seeing things in a different way, is changing how you respond, react, or behave. And that's really important as well for us to consider. So trusting and pure presence is when the buffalo is in balance. Trusting and pure presence. I'm going to take here our lovely Spirit Song Tarot, and it is Two of Acorns, insight and focus. Again, very much the same message, making sure you understand that believing is seeing. You can't force something to be tangible until it's ready to be tangible for you. Sorry, my little tea leaf fell on the floor from my jumper there. Okay, we've also got these tea leaves cards, and we've got here handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. Again, imagine that. And we've got beware of greed. Interesting. Very interesting, because the fairies often are very much about nature. And, you know, the idea of, I kind of feel like I want to say something about buffaloes. I don't know why this has come to mind, but obviously because I'm seeing my buffalo. When the Indians on the plains in America had to hunt, they hunted the buffalo, and they hunted only the older buffaloes. They used all the part of the buffalo for meat and for clothes, for cover, for all of it. Okay. Of course, when the white man came along in America and built all these wonderful train lines all across America, they would literally just shoot for the fun of it, for the sport of it, for the greed of it. They would take more than they needed to make money from the hide of buffalo, until such time as actually there was almost the buffalo almost went into extinction. And what it did was it upset, obviously, for the Indian nations, their source of food and warmth and clothing was taken away, it was hard for them to find food to eat and what have you. And obviously the buffalo has a very real part to play in Mother Nature's cycle. So this sort of thing is something that obviously the fairies would not condone. So this idea of being insightful and focused and what have you, without greed, means that if people are trying to take more than they are due, often that will be removed, especially from a spiritual point of view. Okay, so definitely beware of greed around you. I don't know what it could be for. You will know. Maybe we'll see a little bit more. But a meeting with a stranger could be important. So maybe that could be why this meeting with this stranger could be important, because it could put paid to this situation. You will know. Okay, you will know. And then we've got our lovely new beginning. Okay, new beginning definitely is on the cards, isn't it? It's transformation, new beginning. We were believing and we're seeing. Believing is seeing. This new beginning is going to come about possibly from a handshake of somebody that's going to be really important, a stranger. And then we've also got a shaky rebirth, the Fool, light of illumination, sudden and unpredictable changes, upheaval, rebellion, breakthroughs, awakening, liberation. I love the liberation, especially when we've got this pig, this greedy scenario. So liberating yourself possibly from a scenario like this. Okay, because remember, when in balance with our buffalo, he is in balance, he is trusting. So maybe you trusted someone and they've taken more than they should have. But it is a new beginning for you. And it's because of your focus. It's because of your belief in yourself. It says here a little bit shaky. A shaky light of illumination, a shaky rebirth. So possibly because at the minute it might feel a little bit shaky. It might feel like you can't see things properly, clearly. It could be a little bit about this magic working and it feels a little bit shaky. But handshake, look, handshake. Once you get that help, I feel like it will be solidified. It will come in for you and it'll be a strong start for you. So have faith in that. Have faith. And really trust in believing and seeing the unknown. You are on the path. You're meant to be here. That's very important. I'm going to ask here, if we can, with Cosmic Insights, just ask, what is this meeting with a stranger could be important? What could it bring about? What could be... All right, thank you. Mercury retrograde, electronic issues, communication issues, reviewing everything. So maybe that's the shaky bit, okay? But there's also pregnancy here. And this pregnancy card, pregnancy is about rebirth. So it's just confirming there definitely is going to be a change. Definitely going to find a change in your life. 100%, okay? Or literally someone is expecting. So I've got to say it, maybe you're going to find out you're expecting, and it could be a little bit of, oh my goodness me, but maybe it's something that is, you couldn't believe, it's something believing is seeing, maybe you need to see it, but to believe, maybe there's something in your mind right now, okay, but you take what resonates. But communication, Mercury retrograde is all about communication. And this new beginning, this new start, you new feel, maybe it's about communicating a pregnancy or this new start that you are undertaking in the right way to somebody. Okay, you could have to travel to do so. I don't know. Maybe it's something you're going to see family over the holidays now, and this is what you're going to be talking about. I don't know. But there we are. There's your pile number 1. I hope that helped you. Just a little something different today. You take care, and I'll see you again soon. Hello, welcome back. Pile number 2. You chose the Akashic Tarot, the Akashic Records, and this card here, number 1 of keys, the Architect. Oof, okay, we have the beautiful rose quartz crystal, and we have got the rune of Northease. Now, the rune of Northease is about patience, can be a bit about chaos as well, and need. So patience here is quite important, especially when you're building things, when maybe you've waited for this project, or maybe you've waited for a situation to come about, and maybe now the green light is going to happen, or you've just had that green light. But I feel it's a very, almost like this is the winter solstice day, which is why we're doing this, and it's about stepping through into the new. It's about that change we're going with. So this is something you would have chosen this path for this very reason. All right, so that's beautiful. Okay, so let me read the Architect to you. A man and a woman in a rich Egyptian dress. Let me hold it for you so you can see it. Stand at a table filled with the structural drawings and measuring utensils. He is the architect of all they survey, and he points to an unseen building in this expansive project. Throughout the scene, many workers toil on foundations, pylons, and palaces. At a mundane level, you could find yourself involved in a building project or renovating or redecorating your home or workplace. Most important, the card shows that it's time for you to step into a position of power. In order to do that, you must recognize your talents and strengths, as well as your authority to take charge. And an opportunity beckons that utilizes your skills perfectly. Feel the command you have over the great scope of the situation and take charge. So you might have just suddenly, after all this time with the green light or with this opportunity, what else I was seeing here as well was the idea of sort of guidance. Somebody might, this is the architect, but maybe you are the person that's standing next to this architect, being guided and clearly quite excited to be able to show you. And I feel like Spirit has been guiding you, has been showing you that it's time for this change. Whatever it is that you have been maybe putting off, maybe putting on hold, you've now got the key. You might be seeing keys. You might have seen a key. You might have lost a key. You might have picked up a key. But it's all about, purple is intuition as well. And rose quartz is about love. So it's something you're very intuitively, you love, you want to do it. You feel it. You have an emotional attachment to it. It's very important to recognize that moment. All right, so we have got with us our tea leaves cards. I'll take them first. A two-faced friend, a cat, a rabbit, too much concern with sexual matters, spear, heartache over what you no longer have, and a knot, unsuccessful plans. Okay. So how I'm feeling about this right now is a friend, possibly you've now recognized as being a bit two-faced, in the sense that perhaps they, when you were giving all, your detail and all your knowledge and what have you, perhaps they took the credit for it themselves. Maybe that could have been your story, and in which case, these plans never sort of materialized. Perhaps in some way they encouraged you or didn't encourage you because of jealousy. Two-faced people often have emotional problems themselves. Whatever it was, it could have been a block in this planning and this progress of a project. And you've come to the end of this year, and perhaps you've recognized this situation, this cat situation, and perhaps you can very easily get rid. The rabbit, with this sort of too much concern with sexual matters, I'm just gonna say it, maybe it's really a partnership with somebody that all it was. And maybe that's how this two-faced person got around things with you. I don't know. You take what resonates. I'm just saying it as I'm hearing it. Also, with sexual matters as well, it could be that you were too, you yourself, maybe too concerned with how you came across, how you looked, how, when we think about our sexual area, our sexuality, it's, if you sort of just put on this facade and you want to make yourself look sexy and you want to feel good about yourself and what have you, perhaps without realizing it, you, and it could have been because of something that was heartache, something you no longer have, something that hurts you, that you put on this facade. And perhaps what you need to do is come back to being a little bit more down to earth, get back to your heart center, get back to what you know, what you are. The architect is building something that is very carefully planned, and I'm feeling like maybe it's you that you've sort of, you're the one that has taken this structure of yourself and made it look like something it's not, possibly because of heartache, but also, you know, it was unsuccessful. Whatever you were planning, maybe this two-faced friend made it unsuccessful for you. And I think maybe you can sort of take ownership of that. And you know, it was in your healing. Remember, now we've got to this point of today, of the winter solstice, of change, of making sure. Also, Nortese is the rune of patience, okay, and also can be a bit chaotic. So something might have been a bit chaotic. You lost your belief in yourself, I'm hearing. Okay, and that is something that you need to come back to. You do have a key, and a key is significant of opening a door, okay, unlocking something. Maybe it's unlocking your heart again. Anyway, let's go on and see what other cards are here. Yeah, it's okay to cry. 3 of Swords. So unlocking an emotional value for yourself, okay. It's okay to, and look, she's carrying a book with a heart on, broken heart as well, the same as the spear, heartache. So you've gone through something very much this year, and now it is this time for the change. Maybe replanning your life, maybe restructuring something. But the architect is somebody that is strong enough to do that. It knows, the architect knows. An architect is very creative, very design focused. And perhaps this situation, whatever it was, you have resonated with this for a reason. Listen to this. So if you have had this situation, it's okay to cry. It's okay to walk out of that library, carrying your heart, nurturing yourself, looking after yourself, okay? Face it. We've then got the Hermit. There are some things that must be done on your own. So often when we are thinking about our plans, perhaps the plans that were unsuccessful is because somebody left, somebody was two-faced, somebody did something, and your plan now has to change. You have to draw a new plan, okay? And you can do that. So this time, this new stage, this new step forward is for you to know how strong you are. Okay, she's got a scrying man. She's really just focusing in on something. So you may have some questions you may not have the answers for. You might just be still thinking, why? Don't. It was all meant to be. Often things are unsuccessful and they are stopped. They change because of something you are going to do better, or you're going to find yourself in a different position. This is our wisdom oracle. Let's see what that says. Community. Now it came out in a reversal, so I am going to read it to you. Community. So whilst you had this solitary situation, okay, this time of the year often is about family and friends and being with people. If you don't feel like you want to be too much, that's absolutely fine. Allow that, right? But community can be supportive. Community, like I said, this, you could be this person, and this guide is showing you, look over here with a big smile. Look, there's something new, there's something different. You can build something new, different. Okay, so community often is people that will come in, and you will find that moment where, aha, I need to do this. Okay, that's fine. I'm good about this. It might just be this reading that you've come across, you're listening to me, and I say something and you think, wow, I feel like I'm so much more stronger than I realized. I'm better than this. I can get myself out of this again. I know I've got the skill, I've got the wherewithal, I've got the knowledge, whatever it might be, okay? But it was in a reversal, so I am going to read it for you in a reversal. Let me just grab my little book. Community. It is a number 8, which is, and I've opened straight to it. So it's belonging, being seen, understood by others. like-minded connections, a sense of family and friendship. So really at this time of the year, maybe you do need more to come out of this. It's okay to have a good cry. It's okay to feel a bit sad for yourself. You are hurt, okay? But you might need to find your people, okay, that can help you. Let's read what it means. The protection message. Beware of compromising your integrity in order to belong. How do you dim your light or change yourself so others will accept you in the group? Do you hide who you really are in order to play a role within the larger whole? This will never fulfill you. Now is the time to assess your willingness to be real. Stand tall. Remember, I kind of went on this whole rant of, you know, you've put this mask on you, but it's more important to look like this or whatever. I don't know why I went there, but this is why. Okay, it's time for authenticity, your true self-expression, the only way to empower yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself and step into the role your heart tells you to take. Making yourself small bears too high a cost. And it says here, I was channeling, it says here, don't let bitterness, worry, despair get the best of you. Okay, so very good message. Our little gift cards. Let's see what it is. Ah, there it is. Transformation. It's time. And look at the snake. Right, we're at this end of this year, and I kind of went on a little bit about this might have been, you know, not the project might have not come. You come this time of the year, and maybe this two-faced person has shown themselves, or whatever the heartache is, you've recognized. So maybe you've had a bit of a snake in the grass around you, this two-faced person. Be very aware. But it's all about transformation. This is a year of the snake, about shedding your skin, about changing, transforming, making that change. And the final card here is Andromeda, the high vibration, magic and miracles. Wow, that is incredible. Heart-centered, highly gifted, the architect. You are very gifted. There's something here that is going to be absolutely coming out for you. This is gone. You need to shed it. You need to let it go. You're aware of this. Your soul wants you to do this. Intuitive. I talked about the purple, intuition, freedom seeker, a teacher, a healer, balanced yin and yang. That is incredible. What a beautiful, beautiful card for you. Absolutely. And like I said to you, on the other side of this heartache and all this, these unsuccessful plans, or this, you know, you had this picture and it's just not been created as you wanted it to be. It's because it wasn't meant to be. This guide is telling you you've got something better. Look, this is what it is. I'm going to find out what it is. Let's see if we can. Let's ask Cosmic Insight. What is this? What is coming for my lovely... just open up your heart. Open up your heart. That is what you've got to do. And they've actually closed off the deck. Open up your heart. What will you see? Okay. It is about magic and miracles right now. And today is that magic and miracle day for you because it's the winter solstice. So pile number 2, that is a beautiful little gift that has come through. Remember, it's about your transformation. Absolutely right. It's time. You're the architect of your own life path. Trust it. I'll see you again soon. Welcome, pile number 3. Wow, I don't know why you were called to this pile. You will know, whatever it was. We have got the Witches, Seasons of the Witches Litho Oracle. And today is the winter solstice. Very magical, very open for change. All about the transformation. When I was doing a bit of channeling prior to drawing any cards or doing anything, pile 3, clear quartz. Transformation, and the card is clear quartz, and it is number 5, transformation. So very strong indication here of light is needed now to nourish you, the embrace of the shadows. When we embrace our shadows, sometimes we can use that shadow as a way in which we can grow, but also it empowers us because it enlightens us, doesn't it? It always coming out of shadow into light. And it really does give us that powerful feeling of I can do this, I can make a change, I'm ready for my change. And I feel that very strongly with this clear quartz as well. It's something is very much lifting here. I got here this, I could see coming out of the dark were the words that I heard, but also we've also got the rune of Othala, which is about traditions, ancestral. So ancestral healing and ancestral inheritance can be very powerful, very strong. And our shadows often come from that ancestral side of us. So if we are integrating shadows and we are still coming into the light, we've got that power, okay, behind us. I hope that makes sense to you. Bigger picture and clarity of self is what was coming through. The lotus flower, I kept seeing a lotus flower as well. And the lotus flower is, of course, coming out of darkness into light. It's seeds. I'm putting my hand up here because the lotus flower can sit here in the crown chakra, opening up, allowing for that light to come in. And the lotus flower just comes out of darkness into light. Just takes that moment. And that's what I'm seeing for your pile today. So let's read clear quartz number 5. Keywords: clarity, light, amplification. Clear quartz is known as the master healer in the mineral kingdom, and for good reason, as it has the ability to focus and direct energy, not just in the spiritual sense, but scientifically as well. It's used every day in technology worldwide, from microchips and laser beams to microphones and radios. And incredible gifts of amplification, clarity and focus are available to you and will help you to bring light to your own talents and higher states of being. Crystals are attracted to those who need them the most. You have attracted the clear quartz card to encourage you to bring more light into the world in the form of positive energy. This card will guide you to put on your rose-tinted glasses and view the world with optimism and love. Speak positive affirmations openly, give compliments, go out of your way to experience joy, and visualize positive energy swirling all around you. You are in need of more harmony in your life, and this card is your sign to do all you can to lift your vibrations. It's important to acknowledge your shadows, but be careful about getting stuck in a wounded healer archetype. Healing serves no purpose if you do not come back to the light to enjoy life with a higher level of consciousness. So ignite your light ritual. In this simple yet powerful ritual, you will learn how to ignite your light, which will help you expand and express intentional light from within. This ritual calls for the power of imagination. Find a place where you can have some peace. Once you practice this enough times, you will be able to do it just about anywhere, even in noisy and crowded places. Take a few deep breaths and quiet your mind. Place both your hands on your tummy, and when you are ready, close your eyes. Imagine a candle living in the center of your body, right where your belly is. Imagine reaching inside you with both hands. You are holding a match in one hand and in the other a matchbook. Take a deep breath and light the match. Then slowly move it to the candle and light the candle. When the candle is lit, notice that the flame is a lovely blush white flame. Move your hands out and take another deep breath, being still and allowing the warmth of the flame to embrace you from within. When you are ready, imagine the flame growing more prominent, brighter and warmer. Let it expand and fill your entire body, staying there for a few deep, slow breaths, becoming familiar with your light and welcoming its embrace and power. If you feel ready to do so, expand it outside of your body, but keep it close, imagining its shape out like a balloon around you. Fit it into the balloon shape and feel it vibrating all around you. Sit with it, befriend it, set intentions, and start a trusting relationship with your light. So I hope that helped you, that clear quartz reading and a ritual as well. Right, we've got also with us the idea, we've got some tea leaves cards. So we have a goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. There it is. Absolutely. When we think about how we are coming into our light, allowing our light to expand around us and protect us. And also when we are sending light to others, that is what we are, our soul purpose, our mission, what we are meant to do. You have a dealings or a relationship with a woman. So a woman and an older man. So an older man and a woman, okay, are going to help with your spiritual growth right now. So it could be somebody in your community. It could be somebody you've just met. It could be somebody that will be coming in. But an older man and a woman are going to help you with this light, this spiritual growth. It could be about material wealth as well. Maybe you are sitting in a situation right now where your gift needs to be expanded, and perhaps you are going to find that you can get some material wealth from it. Sometimes it's about starting this new, okay, and this clarity, this clearance has really made you feel like you could do this. This card fell on the floor straight away. Aquarius, I aspire, the star. Being you makes you a star. So there it is. You can be a star. The older man and this woman are going to help you, and it could bring you good material wealth, but it's spiritual growth. It's time. It's time for this change for you. Progressive, independent, creative, visionary, original, unique. Peace. It's going to bring you a lot of peace, maybe peace in your life, maybe because you've been battling a little bit and worried about it. Today with the winter solstice, it's all about the new. Go through the portal and let this happen. This will bring peace to your life. With this tarot card here, we have got the Two of Wands. There it is there. Very clear indication. You are manifesting this. You're bringing this in. You have all that you need right now to bring this about for your future. This is stepping into this new for you. And our oracle card, no victim mentality. Okay, this was your shadow. It kept you stuck. Okay, look at the waterfall, look at the energy, look how much gifts you have. Okay, no more feeling like this. And I have a very strong feeling this older man and this woman are going to be your guides. They're going to be helping you, that you won't. And if you go find yourself doubting yourself, going back into that sort of victim mentality, remember who you are. Remember you have this power. You have this opportunity. Okay, you can work with this. The shadow is just this. It was keeping you stuck before. You can easily untie yourself. You don't need to worry. Okay, it's about that change for you now. Definitely. Oh, I wanted to see if I could get another bit of detail for you. Let's see if I can. All right. Let's ask our ethereal insights. Let's ask, what is this that is going to be coming with this older man, this wealth or the spiritual growth? Alignment. Okay. Alignment, in tune, living authentically and intentionally. You can do this. Look at that. How wonderful, pearl number 3. That is incredible. And unhealed, unresolved. So again, you've got alignment and this unhealed, unresolved, this victim mentality. And you've got to allow this peace to come into your life. And I really, really feel like this person, these people are going to help you with this. Okay? Unprocessed emotion. But that is what I'm hearing is what is going to help you, the shadow, to become your light so that you can help others. It's this bringing this light out to other people. That's what this is about for you. Can you trust that? I hope that really, really resonates with you, because that is incredibly wonderful. And, you know, you've got to trust that, you know, your gift is because of your experience, because of that. This older person, a man and this woman are going to help you, and it will bring you this spiritual growth. Look, the goldfish, spiritual growth, and even increase in material wealth. So you might be really toying with something, but go for it, my friend. You can do this. The Two of Wands is yours. Okay. So that's you, pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed it. Short and sweet, but yes, what a beautiful message. You enjoy your winter solstice transformation because it's your turn and your time.